talking franchises here, bud.
All right, I'm sorry this episode doesn't have as iconic an opening as the film it's covering. But welcome to the franchise. This is Daniel Ehrenberg. Over there is Logan Adair, and today we're covering Saturday Night Fever and Staying Alive. I could have done it in a Brooklyn accent, I guess.
You could have done a lot to make it iconic, rather than just admitting immediately that, oh wait, this isn't iconic.
Well,
we could have tried to make something iconic.
You're right. I mean, it's almost like we're Sylvester Stallone.
We're just giving in immediately.
Failing at day one. All right. Logan, have you ever seen these movies?
Never saw them.
Wow.
Why do people hate that second one? We'll wait on it.
You don't?
I watched it, went down pretty easy. It's 30 minutes shorter than the first one. I got done, checked on Letterboxd. I was like, God damn, there are a bunch of ones on this baby.
Yeah. Well, Saturday Night Fever, though, considered a classic, Logan.
Right.
I'm sure it had some fives there on IMDb. I think
Hank.
It wasn't Hank that gave us a 5?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. My friend Gallagher, it's one of his favorite. You know whose favorite movie of all time this is?
Who?
Gene Siskel.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about
Respected film critic Gene Siskel lists Saturday Night Fever as his number one favorite movie. He also spent over $100,000, I think like $150,000 to buy the white suit that Travolta wears at an auction.
Okay, I think I'd rather have that shirt that he's wearing at the dinner table that he covers up in that sheet, you know?
Oh, yeah, that is a good looking shirt.
And because of the funny scene where he covers it in the sheet, I think it's so good.
Yeah. And that's the scene with, hey, watch the hair, which is an ad lib, Logan.
Wow, I thought Jesse Katsopoulos came up with that one on Full House.
Wow. Where that feeling was broken when you watched this film, wasn't it?
Yeah, my childhood came crashing down.
Yeah, do you have less respect for Jesse Katsopoulos?
Not really, because he adds a little, watch the hair, huh? You know?
That's true. That does add to it.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
And Have Mercy, he has so many catchphrases.
Is he cut it out or is that Joey?
That's Joey. Is your mic plugged in, by the way?
It might not be.
What are we talking about?
Have Mercy.
Right,
Jesse, Uncle Jesse.
Cut it out. Sure. All right. So let's get into it. Saturday Night Fever. Now, it's based on an article from New York Magazine by a fella named Nick Cohn, who's a British guy. And it was supposed to be an article, like he was assigned by New York Magazine, like write an article about white people disco, you know, because disco started as a gay black people thing. All right.
Right. I think I've heard this.
Yeah. And then it became a straight black people thing and a gay white people thing. And then it got mainstreamized.
I think that's like how a lot of things work.
Yeah. I really think that's kind of how everything works.
Yeah. It's not cool.
Yeah. Like soul music and jazz. It was probably all the same shit. So this article was about white people disco. And apparently later on in his life, Nick Cohn admitted the entire article was fabricated. Like he knew nothing about disco and he was from England. And so he just like wrote a fiction article.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. But hey, it worked out for him. It was called the trial. What? I should have written this down. Sorry.
The Trial of the Chicago 7.
No. This is better than that, I would say. It's the tribal rituals of Saturday night. Is that what it is? Tribal rights of the New York Saturday night. That was the name of it.
All right. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's not as good a title. So then they decided to make that into a movie, huh?
Yeah. I'm glad they did. So is Gene.
Yeah, Gene's very good. Well, Gene's
did Gene grow up in New York or whatever?
No, I think he and Ebert are both Chicago guys.
Or this is New York, right? Did I make that up?
Yeah, no, it's Brooklyn, Bay Ridge.
Oh yeah, right. Of course. And then he goes to Manhattan. Of course.
Yeah. All right. So they hire a different dude to write it. This fella Norman Wexler. He had written Serpico,
Wow.
which John Travolta has a poster of in his room.
Absolutely.
What's his name? Tony Manero.
Tony Manero.
Yeah. So he's an interesting guy, Norman Wexler. He's like bipolar. He's like a crazy person. He once was arrested for threatening to shoot Richard Nixon, and later, like years later, Bob Zamuda. You familiar with Bob Zamuda?
Yeah, I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, because you saw Man on the Moon, right?
Yes.
Andy
Yeah.
Kaufman movie. All right, so Bob Zamuda was like, Andy Kaufman's buddy, who like he would do an impression of and shit.
Right.
And so he also performed as the character Tony Clifton,
Yes.
who was like a lounge lizard.
Yeah, but they were never in the same room together.
That's right. But Zamuda apparently came up with the character of Tony Clifton because early in his career, he was Norman Wexler's assistant. And Tony Clifton is based on Norman Wexler, the guy who wrote this.
Okay. It's all very cool.
All right. Yeah. That's interesting stuff, right?
Mhm.
All right. December 16th, 1977, this finally came out. Originally, they had hired John Avildsen to direct it, the fellow who directed Rocky, which is also a poster in Tony Manero's room. So he had like creative differences, but he only left the project like a month before filming. So a lot of like the casting and location scouting was done under Avildsen.
Okay, so the same trajectory as Rocky, going from Avildsen to just Stallone himself. He'll just take over.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's really funny.
This gets compared to Rocky all the time, right? Didn't you? Was it you that mentioned that in your review? I get it. You said you kind of don't get it, but I get it.
Well,
maybe you didn't say that exactly.
I don't remember what I said in my review. But
you said it's like this is compared to Rocky, but it's actually a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, I think
like,
growing up, mostly the PG version was airing on TV. So the comparison I'd always hear was Rocky. Like it's like a inspiring story. Like a guy wants to win a dance competition the way Rocky wants to win a boxing match. And it's not really that at all. Like the PG version that aired on TV is not really close to what the actual movie is.
I think they're kind of similar in their character. They're both attempted rapists, which is like a big thing about Rocky that's hard to get past. And same here with this guy. And it also ends in like a weird finish where that one's a tie, and this one ends where they're granted the win, but then he like doesn't feel good about it, and he wants to give it to the other guys because he thinks that they sort of similar there
too. This movie has a tremendous downer ending. But ultimately, Avildsen didn't direct the movie. It was John Badham, who was like much less experienced than Avildsen. He only made like one movie to this point. Now, Badham, he was born in England, but his whole family's from Alabama, and they moved him back to Alabama when he was only 2 years old. So he grew up down there. How about that, Logan?
That is very weird.
Some kinship. They live in Birmingham. So. And his sister, neither of his parents were Hollywood people, but his sister actually got into Hollywood first because she was a child actress. She played Scout Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird.
No.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge.
I know.
That was very cool. And
yeah.
Nothing really after that. He's the talented one, I guess.
He's the guy, John Badham. And I got to say, he's a favorite of mine, Logan. Would you like to hear my John Badham ranking?
You're probably the only person who ever has a John Badham ranking.
That's right, baby.
Let's do it.
All right. I've seen 12 movies by John Badham. Yeah. I'm serious.
Okay.
All right. Number 12. We'll cover it someday. I think it sucks, but it's a classic to some people who grew up in the 80s. Short Circuit.
Yeah. I didn't know you hated that.
It's a terrible movie. Number 11, he made a Dracula. All right.
It's just called Dracula.
Yeah, it's just called Dracula. Frank Langella. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
He's Dracula. It's also got Donald Pleasance in there, so that's fun. Number 10, Nick of Time. Are you familiar with Nick of Time?
No. I know the Ice Cube's character in the Are We There Yet movies. His name is Nick. So it's like they'd always do jokes like that. They're like, just in the nick of time. So get excited for those jokes.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. Well, Nick of Time, that is it's a 90-minute movie and stars Johnny Depp, Logan, and it's shot in real time, baby.
Like time code?
Well, no. But
like 24.
I mean, yeah, like 24.
Okay.
All right. Number 9, another Stakeout. He directed both of the Stakeout films. All right.
You guys
Number
haven't
8.
covered those yet?
No, we could cover those anytime.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Henry suggested that franchise roughly every week for the entire time we did the
What else think of?
podcast.
As long as we can do the episode 2 of Seinfeld, the Stakeout. As long as we can
Sure,
do that one, too.
absolutely. The first appearance of Art Vandelay.
I thought you were going to say
Number-
Elaine, but you're right.
Oh, it is also the first appearance of Elaine. That's a good point.
Huge app. Yep.
Yeah. Number 8 is The Hard Way. That's a buddy cop movie. Well, it's like James Woods is a cop and Michael J. Fox, he's an actor who's like he's gonna play a cop in a movie, so like he's working with the cops.
That sounds good.
All right, it is pretty good. Number 7 is War Games,
Right.
the 80s classic with Matthew Broderick, which came out the same year as Staying Alive and made more money than that. Number 6 is Stakeout, the first one. Number 5 is Point of No Return, which is his remake of La Femme Nikita, starring
Ooh.
Bridget Fonda.
Wow, I never knew they remade that.
Yeah, it's good, bro. Number 4, Whose Life Is It Anyway? Which is a dramedy with Richard Dreyfuss, John Cassavetes acting.
Oh.
Number 3, Blue Thunder. All right, and that's a that if you want to see Roy Scheider in a helicopter, check that movie out.
I want to see him do everything.
All
I've
right,
seen him do enough in my life.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's great in a helicopter.
All right, sweet.
Yeah. Number 2, Drop Zone.
Whoa.
All right, and that is my favorite thriller about skydiving from 1994.
What other ones ever are competing against that?
Well, it's obviously also competing against Terminal Velocity. All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Terminal Velocity, in which Charlie Sheen plays a character named Ditch Brody. So it's pretty tough competition, if you ask me. All right. But Drop Zone is an all-time classic. And his best movie is this one, Saturday Night Fever, I would say.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird, but it's good. It's like I think it says a lot about Gene Siskel. I don't know.
Well,
His things he's tolerant of. I don't know.
yeah, we'll revisit. Oh, well, I mean, you got to be tolerant of a lot, right? This movie, I can't say that the movie is, but the characters in the movie are super homophobic, super racist.
Well, the ending is not to say that the movie's racist or anything, but I think it's weird that she's like it ends on her forgiving him. Like it's fine about the time you attempted to rape me. It's like that's literally how the movie ends. Like they just kind of get over it, and she's just like, let's put the past behind us and move on.
I
Like,
mean, how
what?
long do you think? It's one of those endings that's like technically a happy ending, but like how long is this really going to last? You know, like I always felt that way about the end of Knocked Up. Like they end up together, but like they're not going to last. They're not going to like be married forever.
No, but they're gonna take care of that baby forever.
Maybe. And I think this movie, it's like they end up, she's like, let's be friends. And it's like, what? They probably hung out a couple times. He even admits, like, I don't know if I can be friends with a woman. And I mean, if Staying Alive is like in continuity, then he definitely can't be friends with a woman. He's a shitty friend.
Yeah, you're right. No, they didn't stay friends very long. And I guess it's better than Rocky, where they like he eventually marries her. you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she cut him a little more slack. But it's
At least he didn't participate in the gang rape of Annette.
oh my god. I did not expect we were gonna go there.
No, me neither. They just ran a train on her right in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where I thought we were going with that character. There's like a moment where there's like a topless stand, like I think they call them strippers,
Yeah.
and she's like up on the stage, and we see like Tony leave her, and she like looks down, I thought, at her own chest, and I thought we were gonna lead to them going there, and she's the stripper. Like that's how she ended up.
I mean, it
And-
would have been a sad ending in its own right, but they went even sadder.
Yeah, and then we went where we went. And it was crazy, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about it. Did you know who that woman was, by the way? Because I
The
did. It was a little
dancer?
wild. No, Annette.
Oh, I mean, it's Donna Pescow, right? That's her name. But what did you know her from?
She's the mom on the Even Stevens.
What are you talking
Shia
about?
LaBeouf's mom on the Even. I swear to God, it was wild. But here
Was
she
it
is,
wild
all
to see
sexy.
the mom from Even Stevens get gang raped?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. That was a very weird experience.
She's still working today. I see like her latest thing on IMDb is an episode of Grey's Anatomy from the most recent season.
It makes sense because here she's really tragic and sad, and Even Stevens, she's a pretty funny character. So
Yeah.
she can do a lot.
Is she thinner? Because I read that when she got cast in Saturday Night Fever, they said she's too good looking, and so she gained 40 pounds for the role.
What? 40
Yeah.
pounds is so
40
much weight.
pounds. I know. She really wanted to be in this big movie.
No, I think that she looks pretty similar in Even Stevens. I mean, not as
All right.
sexy, but her
Do you
body.
do you really think Annette's super sexy in this movie?
I feel like I would have given her the time of day. I don't know.
All right. I love how you put that. All right, let's go through some of the stuff. All right.
Yeah, Tony. He's got a family.
No. It's many awards,
Oh,
many
right.
things like that. All right. So this came out, I said December 16th, 77. It had a $3.5 million budget. Really little. Travolta was like the only known actor in the entire movie, and he was a TV guy. He'd only really done Welcome Back, Kotter, and The Boy in the Plastic Bubble at this point. He was dating his co-star from The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, and she died during the making of this movie.
No way.
Yeah, they had to like shut down filming for a couple of days so like Travolta can mourn his fucking
He's had a lot
girlfriend's
of
death.
deaths.
Yeah, not a great life.
No,
You can
really
see why
sad.
he turned to Scientology.
Yeah. But
Um,
later, obviously his wife died, but then he has a son that died, right?
yeah, Jet Travolta.
Jet Travel. That's sad.
What happened with that kid? He like drowned in a pool or something, right? Did I make that up?
I really don't know.
Maybe I shouldn't have spoken offhand like that.
You could be
Jet-
very right.
Jet Travolta. Let's look it up.
That's why you got to get a dog, so your kids don't drown, right?
You really
He had a
do.
seizure. It says
A seizure. So it wasn't a pool at all.
he like fell and hit the counter.
Oh man, yeah. He had like seizure disease and he was autistic.
Hitting his head in a bathtub. What the hell? That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry to John Travolta for that.
Yeah, seriously.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the girl during this died of breast cancer.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. He also dated Mary Lou Henner. And don't worry about that because Mary Lou Henner remembers every single second of their relationship
Why do you say that?
because she has this weird memory disease where she remembers every moment of her life.
Really?
Yes.
That is a weird memory disease.
Yeah. All right. The $3.5 million budget. This movie made $237.1 million at the box office. All right.
Wow, huge.
Yeah. And that was partially helped by it was re-released in theaters in PG in 1979, and it did huge business then because like kids could go see it and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should do that more, honestly.
Stop it.
I wouldn't even feel like it's like a cash grab. I feel more and more like people just should see these movies in theaters. rather
What?
than that's kind of how I view it now.
But it's not the movie.
Oh, I guess so. I guess I'm just thinking about re-releases in general. But I used to be so anti them. I'm like, that's so cheap. But now I think it's cool. It's like a good way for people to go see the movie that didn't get
No,
to.
that's fine. Yeah, like I would go see Saturday Night Fever now, but I wouldn't see a PG version of it. That's not the movie.
Right. I guess I wasn't. Yeah.
I need
that's
them
fair.
to say "spick" roughly every 30 seconds for this
Good.
movie to be this movie.
2 weeks in a row. We can't escape that word.
Wait, what movie did we do last week?
Boondock Saints. Remember it's
Oh,
all
you're
over
right.
the Boondock Saints, Clifton
Yeah.
Collins.
I know. Tony Manero, you give him this. He'll never be as racist as a Boondock Saint.
Oh no. Not even
No.
close.
Okay. Now it was number 4 at the box office for the year. It only got
Star Wars.
beaten by Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Is that 1, 2, 3?
That's 1, 2, 3, baby.
Wow, Smoking the Bandit more than Close Encounters. That's
Smokey and the
impressive.
Bandit's huge. We gotta cover it. There's
Yeah.
3 of those babies.
We should do that.
Yeah. And you want to hear some award shit?
Of course I do.
First of all, this is in the National Film Registry, and I also want to say the soundtrack is in the National Album Registry.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it won Best Album at the Grammys that year. Isn't that crazy?
That is
A
crazy.
soundtrack.
Oscars, it's the red carpet, it's the red carpet and the gowns and the tuxes. The Oscars, it's the big night for Hollywood, the red carpet and the golden man.
Oscars, who's nominated for 1 Oscar, Johnny Travolta for Best Actor.
Whoa.
Yeah, he lost to Richard Dreyfuss for The Goodbye Girl, which was a Neil
Dreyfus
Simon.
has an Oscar?
Yeah.
Wow, look at you. Rich. Didn't
How
know.
about that? He was in Close Encounters the same year he won his Oscar for something
Yeah.
else.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, amazing year for Richard Dreyfuss.
British Academy of Film, Television, and Arts. BAFTA.
BAFTAs, they nominated it just for Best Sound. It lost to Star Wars. That's understandable. Lots of pew pews.
Best sound. That's
Um,
interesting.
Yeah. And
It's the GGs, the Golden Globes, it's the Hollywood Foreign Press, mostly French.
the Golden Globes nominated for a few things. Travolta again lost to Richard Dreyfuss there. It was not the film was nominated for Best Comedy or Musical, and it lost to that Goodbye Girl. They love that Goodbye Girl movie. I'll tell you what, also nominated was Annie Hall. That should have won. Best Score, it lost to Star Wars. John Williams.
obviously.
And they nominated How Deep Is Your Love for Best Song. And I'm
Okay.
like, that's like the 5th best song in this movie.
I'm bad with song names. What's the best one?
I don't know, probably Staying Alive or More Than a Woman or something else.
Yeah, I'm really bad with names. I don't know.
what are the big songs? Hang on.
Boogie Shoes?
Soundtrack. Here. No.
Ah, Boogie
no.
Shoes. That one? Is that
That's no. Yeah, but that's not even a Bee Gees song, is it?
one? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's More Than a Woman. If I Can't Have You, Night Fever, Night Fever.
Oh, yeah.
Fever. Yeah,
That's when he's
So
getting
should-
ready, I think.
yeah. It should have been one of those. That gave the movie its title.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Staying Alive.
Um,
What's the other movie?
What?
You can't give it just the song Staying Alive because that's the other movie's title.
Yeah, but it was the opening of this movie, iconic. That should have been it. Staying Alive, AFI, our good friends at AFI.
AFI.
They have it at number 9, the number 9 best song from a movie of all time, Staying Alive.
But it didn't even win the Oscar.
But it wasn't even nominated for an Oscar.
Wasn't even nominated. Goddamn.
None of the songs were nominated at the Oscars.
Where's See You Again on that list? I assume it's number 4 or 5.
It should be for sure. But it lost at the. It was not nominated at the Oscars, and it lost to the Oscar winner at the Golden Globes, which is "You Light Up My Life."
I don't know it.
You light up my life.
Oh,
You don't know that
That
song?
sounds bad. I do
It
know
is
that
bad.
one.
It's
Yeah.
like very like AM 1970s, like yacht, like just chilling out on a yacht. Listen to that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
hate it.
it's pretty rough. I mean, these songs are way better. All
Yeah,
of them.
I'd go for Staying Alive. That'd be the one I choose.
Part of me, I like More Than a Woman. More than a woman to me.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's actually better.
I
love
love
that
that
one.
song.
I
Yeah.
do too. I do too.
All right. All right, those are the awards.
Great.
Yeah. Let's get into it. You got some shoes. That's the first thing we see, right?
We open and close this franchise on the same thing. Pretty cool.
That's true, man. Should they make another Saturday Night Fever movie?
No, it
Let's
ended
see Tony
perfectly.
Manero as a bald old guy.
Hey, I'm Gotti. He forgets.
No, maybe he like it's about him getting fired from the paint store after all these years, and then like his maybe his kid gets a new job and this is thrown in his face, and he's really into like EDM places.
Why is he at the paint store again? That was the first movie. In
Oh,
the second
yeah.
one, he's moved to Manhattan.
I think an updated sequel to Saturday Night Fever, I would ignore Staying Alive.
Oh, do Halloween.
Yeah, I would do a requel.
I love it. Yeah, do a requel.
Yeah, he got out of Brooklyn, working
bring
at the
Annette
paint
back.
store. Yeah, he marries Annette.
That would be great.
Yeah, Annette's his wife now. She's gained way more than 40 pounds.
We should just
And-
open it like Scream 4, like they're already married. Like we don't even think about it.
Yeah, no. They've been married for years.
Right, yeah. And we just
They have
that-
kids together. They've had a whole family together.
I love it. I'm one of the kids.
Do you want to be the EDM kid?
I'd be any of them. I don't care.
All right. Maybe you're a priest.
Okay, I'd love it.
Okay. Travolta, he's strutting. Okay, that's what he loves to do. He's holding a paint can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to strut with a paint can. Those can be heavy.
True.
Okay. He stops into a store to put a shirt on layaway.
Yeah.
This
Did we-
guy's poor as fuck.
Did we ever back up on that?
I don't think we did. We should have. It was a nice shirt. He gives the guy $5, puts it on layaway.
Yeah, I feel like he never even picked that shirt up.
I know. It was a beautiful powder blue number.
Mm-hmm.
He could have worn it later on, but no, he's got his style.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's styling and profiling. He's late to work at the hardware store. That's his job. I love his boss, who
Me
like
too.
really like
Pretty
sees a lot.
homophobic, right?
Well,
Or
it's
hates women, seemingly.
Bay Ridge, Brooklyn in the 1970s.
They're all the same, yeah. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you go to Bay Ridge, Brooklyn today, they're still saying the same shit.
Yeah. It's kind of fair. Like the criticisms of this movie aren't really criticisms because it is just like how it was. It's a pretty good depiction of it, I think.
Oh, it's a very honest depiction of Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
So it's not really a criticism.
So I'm just gonna give you some more facts about Tony Manero. He
Okay.
lives with his parents.
There's a
And his-
sister somewhere.
Yeah, he's got a little sister who living there who draws him a picture and really seems to love Tony. I wish we got more of the little sister, actually.
I agree. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that she was dead. That scene where Tony comes in and the family's sad. The sister's not even. She's not even present. And I was like, oh my god, is the sister dead? And then we learned it's like because the brother's leaving the church. But I was like, why is the sister not even in that scene? Like they just like forgot about the sister, seemingly.
Well, I
She's
think
gone
it's
from the movie.
probably like a young actress, and so they like couldn't have her on set all the time, so they were like, we'll only use her when we need her in like
I
the
thought they needed her.
dinner scenes. All right, that's fair.
Yeah,
Very fair.
yeah.
Grandma's around too. I think they live with a grandma.
That's right. Yep. She's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. And they've got he's got an older brother, Frank Jr., which is also the name of Phoebe's brother on Friends.
Oh well.
And he sorry. And he's a priest.
Father Frank Jr., which is
Yeah,
funny.
they really worship him. He's got
Yeah.
like a picture on the mantle.
But he's leaving the priesthood.
Well, we don't find that out till later though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why was that? Because he just didn't want to be a priest or anything.
Yeah,
I thought
think he
something
was-
terrible happened. Like we were gonna learn something
Oh
really
God,
bad.
I'm glad that was not where the
I
movie
really
went.
thought it's where we were going because it seemed like a mystery, like why, and it seemed like maybe something sinister took place.
No, I think it's implied that the parents sort of pressured him into it. Like he was probably an altar boy his whole life, and they were like, "What if our son is a priest?" And like he knew how happy that would make them. But now he's like in his late 20s or whatever. He's like, "Oh man, now I have to be a priest for the rest of my life."
Yeah, I guess just showing like this guy did something that he didn't want to do, and now he's unhappy. So Tony should do what he loves to do. Maybe it'll work out differently for him.
I will say of all the many sins of staying alive, I think one of its greatest is we don't get an update on the brother.
Yeah, we go visit mom even, but we don't even get dad. I think mom was the only one we cared about.
Well, I read that there was a scene with dad in the deleted scenes of that movie.
Interesting. I do think
Yeah.
mom was the better actor. She was really good.
She's really good. Yeah.
I don't know her, but I thought she was great.
I don't really know her either, but like I read Pauline Kael's reviews of these movies. She's like one of the toughest reviewers ever. And her review of Saturday Night Fever is completely positive. Like she loved it. And Staying Alive, it like she hated everything, and like the one nice thing she says about the movie is that the actress who played the mom is really good in her scenes.
Yeah, it's fair. She is really good. Julie Bovassa, we should say. She's in
Yeah.
Moonstruck at The Verdict. So she's around.
Oh, I think I sort of remember her from Moonstruck.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. So he's in his room doing his hair, and we get a look around his room. What were some of your favorite posters?
Well, there's Rocky, obviously, and there's
Yeah.
Serpico. I feel like those are the only two I noticed.
He's got a big Bruce Lee poster.
Okay, Bruce Lee loves Bruce Lee.
Because then later on they're playing basketball, and one of the dudes is like, "You want to go see the new Bruce Lee movie later?" And I was like, "Tony does. He has a poster."
yeah, we know he's up for it.
Yeah. And he's also got that classic Farrah Fawcett poster that everybody had in the 70s.
We had the same one.
Yeah. It was like everyone had that poster. Like everyone was jerking off to the same Farrah Fawcett poster in the 70s. And even his dad like comes in the room and we get a close-up shot of Farrah Fawcett's boobs. Like his dad's like,
Oh
"Ooh,
yeah, you're totally
look at this
right.
poster." Yeah.
I loved that. I love that part. I feel like I was gonna say something about that. Oh, was that a thing about Travolta when he was young? Like he looks like Pacino? Because there's that scene where he's like, "Yeah, I do kind of look like Pacino. Who knows what could happen with my life?"
I don't know if it was a thing, but I mean, it must have become one after this movie. I would say, like, I don't really see the resemblance, and it's mainly just because John Travolta is roughly 2 feet taller than Al Pacino.
He has such a big face. He's like Pacino if Pacino was like stretched out or something.
He does.
Travolta's face always scared me.
I was noticing his face in this movie. He does kind of look like one of those Easter Island statues or something.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't help. Like his face got even bigger later on in life, or maybe his head just got huge. I don't know.
Yeah,
what happened to Travolta.
He blew up.
He blew up.
Everything got bigger except his hair.
True, you're totally right.
Man, that one scene in Saturday Night Fever where he's like, "I'm worried my hair might be thinning. Look, right over here and right over here."
Right.
And I'm like, "Bro, you
don't even
should be
know.
worried. You should be worried. Like it's gonna get bad."
Yeah, that's a good moment.
Yeah.
He-
All right. So John Travolta, his thing is he gets home from work. He has a quick dinner with his family. Mom's making spaghetti. He's got vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. And she also had made a pork chop. It was a big meal.
yeah, Dad was like, pork. Dad got really mad and like slammed the pork chop down. I don't know what that was.
He
about.
got mad at Travolta for taking 2 pork chops, but seconds before that, I noticed Grandma giving Travolta a second pork chop.
Oh, it was her fault.
So it's like Grandma needs him to eat more pork chops, and the dad wants him to eat fewer pork chops. I mean, what's this guy supposed to do?
He's very thin. He's very skinny, so I think Grandma's
He
worried
is
about that.
so fucking skinny in this movie. It is wild how skinny John Travolta was never this skinny again.
Well, I feel like that's how a lot of actors are. They probably don't eat ever. when they don't have any money.
No, I know, but a lot of actors have like a run where they're skinny for like the first 10 years of their career. I feel like John Travolta was skinny in this and Grease, and that's it.
I mean, he's very thin still in Staying Alive.
But he's all built.
He's built, but not like he's not big at all. He's very slight in Staying Alive.
But
even
he's
very-
muscle. He's muscle plated.
Totally. He's much more
Stallone
shape.
made him do it.
Yeah, but he's not like, I was never like, oh, I'm impressed with his like how big he was or anything.
Did you feel in Staying Alive like Sylvester Stallone was directing John Travolta to look like him?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Because he had that sort of Rambo hair. He's wearing a headband the whole movie like Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
It was all built up.
Mhm.
I think that's what it was.
The movie poster, I'm not kidding, my entire life I thought that they switched from like a dancing movie to then it's like a karate movie, because the movie poster looks like a karate movie. He even has like blood next to his eye from the moment where he kisses her and she scratches his eye. That's in the poster, and every time I saw the poster I thought he got hit. I was like, oh, that's like a karate movie. Like
It
he even has like
might
the
as well
headband,
be.
karate headband, it looks like in the poster. But no.
I think that was just a thing that people wore back then. I kind of like that look, men with headbands.
LeBron James likes that too.
Yeah, I was
Not
thinking
anymore, but he used to.
Uncle Cliffy used to wear one too.
That's a good call.
But I was thinking about it a lot recently because we've been doing 1992 WCW on the Sunday Night Wars, patreon.com/the franchise. And Ron Simmons wears one of those.
Yeah, you like that?
And
thought
I
you were
think he
talking about
looks
Ultimate Warrior. I feel like he
no. I think Ron Simmons looks great.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, he just wears like a little rope sometimes. Ron Simmons goes full sweatband.
Yeah, full sweat. I feel like Zach Randolph in the NBA used to be a big headband guy. I respect the headband move.
Me too.
I honestly I like any type. I like wristbands, any type of bands that like prevent your hand from getting sweat from running on your hand. That's a good.
You like Ryan's old leather cuff on his wrist from the OC?
I'm not. That's not very. That's not for like utility purposes. That's just to look cool, isn't it?
Oh, it worked.
But LeBron, he keeps the sweat out of his eyes with the headband.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's good.
I as a glasses wearer, I used to really love NBA players that had those like sport glasses.
Yeah, Mari Stoudemire, those types.
Yeah, those goggles.
I totally agree.
All right. So he and the boys, after dinner, they go out to the local club, 2001 Odyssey.
Yeah, how'd they get that name?
I don't know. It's apparently a real club. It doesn't exist anymore, but like it was around in the 70s.
That's cool. It got turned into a gay club, but didn't it?
I think I think that's the implication in Staying Alive. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually what happened. So he dances with Annette at the club. Annette, you're not my dream girl, but I'll dance with you.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I'd dance with her too.
Yeah. And there's also Doreen who loves to watch him dance.
Yeah, that's a big thing. They love to watch
Yeah.
him walk and his. What do they do? Like his butt or his penis when he walks? I don't know what it is.
I think it's just the way he does it. He's so graceful.
He really is. I love when he goes out in the second movie to like scream at that dance instructor man, but the way he walks down the hallway is, I thought was so funny. Like the big
Yes.
hallway.
He's got a strut going. But it's this first night at the club that we see where he first sees Stephanie, right? And she's with like an older bro.
That's right. And she's a great dancer.
Yeah. And he's like, God damn, I gotta get a piece of that. All right.
So he does.
Yeah, so he does. All right, so that's one aspect of Travolta's life. These are I'm walking you through all of the
He has
Tony
friends.
Manero
We haven't
stuff.
mentioned his friends.
He's got great bros. One of them is Double J, but he's not Jeff Jarrett.
No, I was upset by that.
Yeah, and Bobby, is that the one that dies? Bobby,
Yeah, Bobby Eaton, beautiful Bobby.
beautiful,
It's beautiful Bobby, Double
J. Yeah,
Yeah, Bobby dies. That was sad.
yeah. So yeah,
And he
he's
has
got
a girl. Bobby has a girlfriend who's pregnant. The whole thing is like he wants her to get an abortion, but she doesn't want one. Doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I really like that as like a running thing.
I knew you
throughout the
would.
movie. Like he just like is anyone to talk to about that, he will try. Like we see him bring it up to the priest brother. We see him bring it up to Stephanie.
Yeah,
And,
Tony
like-
constantly. He really wants Tony's approval.
Yeah, he's a real hanger on. This kid, you know, like the other friends.
Well, he couldn't
like,
hang on. That was the problem. That's why he died. He
Oh
couldn't
my
hang on to
God.
the cable.
Yeah, the other friends all like respect Tony as a dancer, but they're like their own people. But like Bobby is like a sycophant.
Well, you think maybe like he wouldn't be if his life wasn't crumbling? Like maybe he would be a little more normal.
I don't know.
If his
You
girlfriend
do
wasn't
get
perfect.
one moment where he's like in a car and he's like, these fucking guys. It was like the one time you see him like question the other people he's with, but like he only does it when he's by himself. I don't know. Maybe
He was interesting though.
yeah, he is an interesting character.
He's probably my favorite friend.
Oh, by far.
Oh, really? You're just
I mean, come on. These other guys are assholes.
right. I liked Joey. That actor was cool.
He was cool.
Joseph Cali. I don't know.
I don't really know anyone.
And then Gus was the other one, Bruce Ornstein. He doesn't even have a photo though.
Yeah, I don't think any of them the actors went on to much. They certainly
Well,
didn't go on to staying
Paul,
alive.
this guy Paul Pape, who played Double J, he's an animation guy, actor. Tangled, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, Bolt, Kung Fu Panda 4, the new one.
Wow. Who's he playing?
Oh, I mean, I'm on Letterboxd, so it doesn't really say.
It should. I mean, unless he just does like additional voices.
On Letterboxd?
Yeah.
I'd have
Oh,
to click on it and find.
Oh,
him
right,
in
right.
credits.
I see what you're saying. Which guy is this?
Paul Pape. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all additional voices.
Oh,
He's like he does like ADR.
damn.
Wow. You know what's wild? I just looked up Paul Pape's wife, and his wife is an ADR supervisor. So he like
Mm.
married his boss at work.
Yeah. Well, what came first? Like,
What?
is he married to an ADR supervisor? So she's like, all right, we'll just get my husband to do all these roles, or did he do this and then he met her there?
That's a really good question. I don't know the answer to that.
He
Someone please do a deep dive for me.
it could just be this lady putting her husband in all these movies.
It is. I just looked it up. He didn't
Yeah.
really do this kind of thing until after he married her.
Oh my gosh! So
He saved his career.
a new life in ADR.
That's so wild. All right. He did worked on that's not true. No, he worked on like Mortal Kombat in the 90s. So he might have met
Oh.
her at work. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he pursues Stephanie.
right. That was obvious to me. Obviously, he's gonna drop his partner Annette for the new partner Stephanie.
He just doesn't give a shit about Annette at all or her feelings. Like at one point he says to Annette, like when he's like, we're not gonna dance anymore. He's like, it is really hard for me to tell you. And I was like, is it? This feels like you can do this no problem.
Yeah. She's very sad.
She's a
She's
bummer
like the
of a
saddest character ever.
I know. And apparently they went on a date once and he didn't like how it went, but like she's still like, let's fuck. Like I'll fuck you.
And
We can make it together.
there's that one terrible moment where he's like, all right, fine, just give me a blowjob in the car. And they were like trying to do it.
Well,
But-
because he asks, they're gonna fuck in a car, and he asks her, "Are you fixed?"
Are you fixed? Oh my god.
It's a hilarious way of asking if someone's on the pill that I will use for the rest of my life. And she says no, she's not on the pill, and he's like, "Well, what? You have a diaphragm?" God,
No.
I don't know. No. And she's like, but don't worry, I love you. And that's like the last thing you want to hear when you're trying to have sex with somebody.
Because that means they're thinking worst case scenario already. They're like, worst case scenario, we have a baby, but it doesn't matter. I love you.
It feels like that's best case scenario for Annette.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Yeah, true, right.
Like maybe I'll get pregnant and he'll have to be with me. That would be amazing.
So he's like, what about just a blowjob?
I know. There's one scene where she presents him with condoms.
That was
too.
hilarious. And then
Oh
drops
my-
him on the floor when he says, no.
Yeah. I
Gotta
mean,
keep
but
those
that,
condoms.
I gotta say that is pretty unsexy. Like if a girl like in order to try to get
She's
me
so
into
desperate.
bed, like came up to me with just like 3 condoms and was like, "Yeah, how about now?" I'd be like, "Oh God,
But
it's horrifying."
I would take them because you can try once and then it doesn't work, but then you can leave with 2 condoms, 2 free condoms,
You throw her a bone with one of the condoms.
just so you can get the 2 free condoms. How's that for strategy?
Condoms aren't that much money, dude.
I thought that'd be a funny take on it. Though.
All right, so let's talk about my least favorite part of this movie.
Oh, interesting. All right.
All right, because to me, Saturday Night Fever is a potential 5. All right, it's 5 all throughout the movie, except I could never give it a 5, and I won't today because there's all this weird gang stuff in this movie. There's what you never hear about it until like one of the dudes says, "Hey, you hear the Barracudas got Gus?"
Yeah.
And like I'm like, I don't care who Gus is. I don't want to know who the Barracudas is. I hope we never hear about this again. But we do. And we just occasionally, it's like they do this West Side Story bullshit where they have like rumbles with the Barracudas. And they don't even have a gang name, which they should. They should be the T-Birds, like in Greece.
Yeah, they don't. Though.
But the part where they drive that car through like the Barracuda's clubhouse and then they have like a big rumble, there's like a fight scene. Fuck that shit. Fuck
was
that
cool.
shit, right? I hate that.
I thought it was like the fight in the model home in like the episode 2 of the OC.
Got a lot of OC talk today.
True.
I think he still got the leather cuff in that one. Now
that was my review for Staying Alive. Did you notice that, by the way?
no, I
referenced
didn't.
I guess we'll talk about it. But I like the way it was
about
shot.
Anna. I did know
About
that.
Anna.
Yeah.
I liked the kind of the edit of it. It was pretty artistically done. It reminded me kind of Manhunter when he comes running in Manhunter. You know?
Through the
William
the
Peterson.
No.
Yeah, when he jumps through the window in Manhunter. It
In
kinda
the
reminded me of that
Gada
edit.
Vida, baby.
That's the song playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's epic. It kind of reminded me of that moment a little bit. I agree with you. Like that whole plot about the West Side Story bit is my least favorite. But that one moment, I was like, oh, it got me amped.
You cut that shit right out of this movie. A, it makes the movie 10 minutes shorter, which you could probably use.
Mm-hmm.
And B, that's the only part that sucks. The rest of the movie's like perfect.
Yeah, I don't understand why they climb on the bridge. Like that's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, but at least it's set up early in the movie. You know, like they're horsing around on the Verrazano Bridge, and then we go back there at the end where Bobby kills himself. I actually really love the line.
He didn't kill himself.
But I love the line from Travolta where the cops ask, there's no way he could have committed suicide. And Travolta says, there's ways of killing yourself without killing yourself.
Right.
I thought like that was the smartest thing he said the entire movie. Right? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it. But yeah, no, you're right. But he didn't kill himself though. Is the thing, right?
But I think he let himself fall.
He let himself fall.
Yeah, it was like, I'm gonna be wild on this bridge, and if I die, I die. My life is fucking horrible.
Yeah, it was like one of those prophecies, like one of those self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
Basically. I guess you're right in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you notice Fran Drescher?
No, I mean I did in the credits. I knew that was her, but like I wouldn't have otherwise. But that was pretty cool.
Do you know who she played?
Yeah. She's the girl who wants to dance with Tony.
Yeah, she's Connie, and she says, "Are you as good in bed as you are on the dance floor?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "If you're as good in bed as you are on the dance floor, you must fucking suck in bed, all right? Because you're a shit ass dancer."
She said, "But I'm a great nanny."
Yeah, and a great president of the Screen Actors Guild. She ended that strike.
Hell yeah! What do you go for?
Yeah, did you know that?
Yeah, I feel like I did like a little bit.
Yeah.
It's crazy because the nanny starts 16 years after this movie. Isn't that wild? How crazy time is.
Yeah, well, she was doing
16
other stuff.
years later.
You go back to the 80s, like you'll see Fran Drescher pop up and stuff.
Good. I don't want to watch something if I'm not going to see her, honestly.
I kind of agree with that. I'm a Fran Drescher completist.
Really.
Kind of.
I'd love to
Like-
be.
If I'm looking at a movie's credits and I see Fran Drescher in there, even if she's like eighth build or something, it does make me more likely to watch the movie.
Good for you. Did you know she's in the Hotel Transylvania's?
No, I didn't. That
That's
makes
like
me more
her-
likely to watch those movies.
That's her main thing, I guess. She's in all of them. She
That's
plays
crazy.
Eunice.
Is she like married to Sandler?
She must be married to him or Kevin James or somebody like that.
Kevin James is in those movies?
He's Frankenstein, it says.
Oh, wow. Man, we
So-
got to cover those.
Yeah, I think Tim is a fan.
Does Kevin James have any other franchises besides that and Paul Blart and Grown Ups?
I kind of don't think so.
I feel sad if like I've covered my final Kevin James franchise.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, they never made a Here Comes the Boom 2.
Bummer, yeah, or true stories of an international assassin or whatever that fucking movie was.
Zookeeper 2.
Oh, well, there was a joke in South Park where they go see Zookeeper 2, Zookeeper.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll always remember that joke.
He's
Very
kind of had
funny.
a bad movie career.
Oh, absolutely. But he'll
It's
always be
grim.
the king of Queens to me.
I guess.
If Tony Monero's the king of Brooklyn, don't worry about it. Doug Heffernan is the king of Queens.
Are there lots of Tonys in Brooklyn? Is that pretty accurate? I guess you
Yeah.
went around the 70s.
I mean, it's still a thing. Like, there's a lot of Italian people in Brooklyn.
I feel like there's lots of people there.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's lots of Puerto Rican people in Brooklyn too, but maybe not in Bay Ridge. Like, they say, like, go back to your own neighborhood.
What are the Barracudas? What are they? What kind of
I
gang
think-
are they? Do they say?
Well, they keep calling them Spics, right? So there's gotta be
right,
some
yeah.
sort of Latin.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else do you want to talk about?
Oh man.
We haven't
talked
even
about
gotten
the
into
brother.
the dance competition.
Oh yeah, there's a dance competition. What was it? Prize money? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but he really wants to win this dance competition. He first is going to do it with Annette, but then like he gets in there with Stephanie. He starts like showing up at her ballet class or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that ballet class had. Well, I don't know. I think it was that in the first movie had like a real creaky floor. It's like when we're,
I feel like a lot of ballet studios, like dance studios,
should
have
fix
creaky
them.
floors.
their sole purpose is for you to like walk around on it. If it's always like bouncing and sinking in and making bad noises, I think that's a problem. Even if it's not now, it's going to lead to a problem.
Well, I'll bet you that is a problem that's been fixed since the 70s, Logan.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't complain about this. But, yeah, I didn't like it.
So Stephanie is an interesting character to me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't love the actress, if I'm being honest.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I feel like she was a
Karen
stoner.
Lynn Gorney.
She kept being like, "You think I love you, man?" She kept adding like "man" in her dialogue. It happened like 6-7 times. It was pretty frequent.
She was like, I don't know. It is odd. I read that the crew didn't like her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was like 8 years older than Travolta, but she's like only supposed to be like 1 year older than him. And also she'd had a motorcycle accident a few years earlier. And so like her body didn't move that gracefully. Like they had to really work on her dancing, whereas like Travolta picked it up amazingly.
I thought she was a good dancer.
No, I mean you don't really see it in the movie, but
Yeah, I didn't
apparently
notice.
it was like extra work for the crew.
Okay, that makes sense. And the second one seemed pretty seamless. Both those women seemed like really good dancers.
I think in the second one they probably hired more for dancing than acting.
Well, the girl Jackie is only in dance movies. She's in Dirty Dancing and Flashdance.
Yeah,
She's a dancer.
right.
I don't know about Laura.
No, she's a soap actress. She's been on General Hospital since the 80s.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think she was amazing. So.
I only knew her from this movie Aspen Extreme.
Is that a skiing movie or something?
It sure is.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's got a drug plot too.
Oh.
So check it out, Aspen Extreme, gang. She's the female lead. But anyway, Stephanie, going back to her, one of the interesting things in this movie, I like how he always says like people are always using people or whatever. But part of it is also like there's always like a bigger fish you're trying to impress. You know, like Bobby is trying to impress the gang, right? And he's trying to impress Travolta. Travolta is trying to impress his brother and Stephanie. All right. Annette is trying to impress Tony. Yeah. Everyone's trying to impress somebody. And Stephanie is like a little higher up on the totem pole than Tony. She's 1 year older. She works in Manhattan. She comes across cultured, but you find out like there's that scene later in the movie where he like helps her move into her new place and he meets like the older guy that she's been fucking.
Right.
And it's
He's
like
real
this,
mean to her.
yeah, it's this dude she's been like working with, and you could tell like all the culture that character has is being parroted from that guy. Like she's actually as fucking dumb and small-minded and like Brooklyn Italian as Tony Manero is, but like she's gained some of this extra knowledge just by like osmosis through dating this one guy and from working in Manhattan.
But that does make her more advanced than Tony. Like she's Tony.
Definitely.
If Tony had a girlfriend that was like this guy, then he was
right
from her also.
Right. She's Tony if Tony has lived a life beyond his paint store.
Right. But she's also trying to make it seem like she's a little more sophisticated or whatever.
Right. But I feel like she's trying to be sophisticated. I'm always like, she's not smart though. And then like when you meet that character, the guy she's been fucking, it's like I understand everything about Stephanie that I didn't previously.
I agree. That was a good section of the movie. Maybe
crucial scene.
The better section of the movie. I really liked that. She was a cool character, but I liked Annette. I was like, wait, come on, give Annette a chance.
Annette seems nice, and it's like I just never feel like Stephanie's gonna give him the time of day. Like they go like hang out.
But the fact she's lying to him shows that she wants him to approve.
Yeah, true. But like, there's one moment where like he helps her move, and he gets fired from work for helping her move.
And she was like, "My job let me off, no problem."
Yeah, and like it ends like she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and I'm like, he's never gonna get in with this girl.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah. But like he takes the kiss on the cheek as such a big win. Yeah. Like that means I'll be fucking her by this weekend. But no, it doesn't at all.
But that's what he thinks.
Yeah. How much of her stories do you think she's lying about? Like, do you think she really had coffee with Joe Namath?
This was her. Sure.
Yeah. You buy that? Like all those famous people coming into her work?
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we learn later on that she's a bit of a liar, you kind of think about those moments a little differently. But in the moment, I didn't question it. But maybe you are right. Maybe she is lying.
I feel like she may be exaggerating some of these things.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't think about it. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'll say yeah.
Okay.
Joe Namath one time, coffee.
I'd say maybe she saw Joe Namath at work.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, she probably saw him, didn't?
Yeah.
She's embellishing a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So they do the dance competition. It's amazing.
It's amazing. All the dance scenes in this movie are amazing. The camera.
The dance.
Whoever's working the camera does a great job.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to that guy.
Absolutely. Well, John Badham
needs...
Is that the cameraman?
Yep. Shout out to him. He died in 2001. Maybe not. Oh no, this was February.
Did he die? Well, thankfully he didn't die in 2001 Odyssey.
Right.
He did a great job of shooting there.
He also shot Dressed to Kill. So
wow, an incredible cameraman.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. Remember the elevator shot in Dressed to Kill?
Of course.
Like the mirror, cool little thing.
And how about the part where they're like following her around the museum?
At the end?
No, at the beginning.
I thought you meant the action, like with the fireworks at the end.
No. You're thinking of Blowout.
No, I'm not. Am I really?
There's no fireworks at Dressed to Kill. That's Blowout.
That's with John. What's his face?
Travolta.
No, not that's not what I was thinking of. John Lithgow. That's John Lithgow.
First
Which
of all,
one's John Lithgow in?
I think it's Lithgow.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh well.
but I think
You say
he's
names
in-
weird though. You don't know.
What? Come on.
Sarandon. Come on.
Well, but I know I'm saying that wrong.
Okay. That's
I just
true.
like to say it that way.
All right. That's fair enough.
Lithgow is in Blowout.
Okay. I'm thinking of that one.
Okay. He's a great sitcom star, just like Annette.
Who is? John.
John Lithgow.
Sorry.
yeah.
What was he? Third Rock from the Sun.
Of course.
Okay.
We just talked about that ending on the Buffy show.
How did it end again?
We didn't talk about that. It just ended like the series finale was on the same night.
Oh, I thought you meant we were discussing the ending. I was like, I don't
No.
remember the ending. But
no. I don't remember how that show ends. I definitely watched it. Anyway, the dancing is shot really amazingly throughout. I honestly, my favorite dance is the first one he does.
The first night he's there, or
Yeah,
you
the
mean, like,
first
strutting.
the first night he's there wearing that shirt that you like.
I think that you might be right.
I think that dance
It's like otherworldly. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, it is. He is so like mesmerizing to watch.
Yeah, he is. He's got great hips. You ever been to a club like that?
A dance club. I
Like a
mean,
chat, like a thing like that.
discos don't really exist
Disco.
anymore. Like I've been to clubs where they have like big dance floors and shit, but like I feel like this is a thing that's like 70s specific.
Yeah, now it's like house music.
Yeah.
The world sucks, honestly. That's so sad. We went from disco to like Doja Cat.
Well, it took a long time. Like there was a
No,
lot
that's
of
the
good
direct
dan-
line.
No,
Disco
but I
to
mean,
Doja Cat.
but there was some good dance music in like the 80s and 90s.
I guess we had LMFAO. They were good. But aside from that, I don't know.
Oh my god.
We're in dire times.
Maybe
Maybe I should start making.
It's
disco
rough
music.
times now. Like I used to go out to this club called Tandem back
Oh,
in
that's cool.
Yeah,
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. I don't think you have. Maybe
think
just from me.
No, I think that's like in Jersey Shore. They're like, you want to go to Tandem?
Well, this is definitely not that Tandem. There was this club Tandem in Bushwick that I used to go to. The dance floor always smelled like sriracha. I don't know why. And I went around like 2013, and so they were always playing like Starships by Nicki Minaj, and like there was a lot of really good dance music happening around that time.
Okay,
And
but we
like
lost
or
it.
EDM, they would play like Skrillex and shit. And I feel like it's really gone away. Like dance music now is pretty rough.
Yeah, I don't even know what the
Or,
best.
I remember
example
them playing that song, "No Place I'd Rather Be." Remember that song?
is. I do. Yeah. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Who? Yeah. Who is the best? Like it's like Post Malone or whatever.
Gaga, maybe.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
she made like heartful music these days.
Sometimes she does, but she'll bust out.
I don't think in a while.
That's not true, man. She's got that new Chromatica ball that's out. I think Chromatica has some dance on it.
Really?
Yeah, she just took a break for a while, man. She made that record Joanne, where she was like,
She was real
Yeah.
deep for a bit.
yeah, she was
I
like
loved
working
it.
with
I was
Tony
so into
Bennett
it.
and shit.
Yeah, you're right. And then he died. Then she moved on, I guess.
Yeah, she was like, I guess I'll dance again. Couldn't have danced with this 80-year-old
Right.
or 90-year-old. I don't know how fucking old Tony Bennett was. All I know is that when I worked at Barnes and Noble, Tony Bennett's son was his publicist, and he would come in all the time making sure Tony Bennett stuff was like displayed properly. And he's one of the biggest assholes I've ever met in my life.
His son is.
Yeah.
You know the joke from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer? Ben's son. He's like he's Bennett's son.
Bennett's son.
Bennett's son.
Ben's son.
That was wild. He was 96 when he died.
Wow, that's old.
That is
Guys,
old. I hope I'm not that old when I die.
I hope I'm not that old either.
I want to be like.
I hope my mom is though.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom could have died yesterday.
Oh, god damn.
No, I mean that's actually true. But I hope I'm like 84.
I don't even know if I want to make it there.
That's not that old.
77, maybe.
My grandpa's probably older than 84 now. So
Yeah, I know, but what am I gonna do?
right, watch movies. This is what you do now. Wouldn't that be
I-
fun? Just being
I-
retired, watching movies all day.
I guess so, but all movies are about like young people. I'm like, I'd feel like bitter that I'm old. I feel like I'm gonna feel
Right.
that way.
Yeah, no, you're.
I already
absolutely right.
do. I'm 37, and like I watch movies about like 20-year-olds now, and I'm like, I remember when I had that energy.
But that's what you should do. You should
I remember when I
spend-
could get laid that easily.
You should only watch movies about young people now, so that when you're old, you have all the movies about old people that you haven't seen yet that you can watch. The Straight Story and all that stuff.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, I should. I shouldn't have watched 80 for Brady. I fucked that up.
Yeah, I'm
I shoulda-
waiting.
I should have waited.
I'm so smart. Oh my god. I'm saving all the old stuff for later in life.
I'll watch that new one. There's like a new Diane Keaton old people movie.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? She has another one?
Yeah, I saw Andy Herron reviewed it.
I think we take for granted that she's like still around doing stuff. That's really cool.
I know, but she's always just making like old people shit now.
I guess you're right.
She can't play like an old person in something good.
Is there
Look,
anyone
here's
from
it.
the 60s?
It's called Summer Camp, and it's about like childhood best friends who went to summer camp together. Now they're old and they decide to like be in summer camp again.
That's cute.
It's
All her-
Diane
all her
Keaton,
movies are the
Kathy
same.
Bates and Alf. Yeah, it all of Diane Keaton's movies now are like her and a group of friends that
That's
she's
just
had her
book
whole
club.
life. And yeah, we loved books as when we were young. Let's have a book club. We loved football. Let's have a let's go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, book club, didn't they do a sequel to that?
I thought that they did, yeah, but I
Yeah,
didn't see
I
it there.
think we could cover that.
Maybe she's not in it.
I believe it's called Book Club 2, the next chapter.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
Yeah. Really nailed that.
No, it's just book club. The next chapter.
Oh,
No
no two.
No.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Kind of not really. I mean, R.I.P. to Bobby. He falls off the bridge.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I guess not.
I liked
We
it. It's
covered
really
it.
good. As uncomfortable as things might be, it's pretty accurate depiction. I love the dancing. Travolta. It's like a real movie star performance. It's epic. Yeah, I agree with you. Kind of the only bad part is like that gang part. But what are
Why
you gonna
is there a topless person behind the bar at that nightclub?
do? Is she behind? I know there's one on. There's like a stripper on stage. I don't. Is there a topless person behind the like working the bar?
I think the stage is behind the bar.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that
it's
at the same club, like at the
yeah,
disco place.
yeah.
there's also
It's a
topless person?
disco. Like it's not a strip club. They're just at the disco, and it's the same topless girl dancing. Like they've only hired one person to do this.
Yeah,
She's
I
just
really
there every
thought
weekend
that's where
topless.
Annette was leading. I thought she was gonna be that person.
I think that would have been interesting, actually.
I thought that would have been
Got to see
sad
her
enough
topless.
without it being like a rape has to occur.
Yeah,
But
I
no.
know.
I'll get a 4 though.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be a 5 without the Barracuda shit?
I think it would, especially you don't even have to replace it. You can just cut that out. Make
I
the
know.
movie shorter.
I know.
Yeah,
It's frustrating.
it is. It's frustrating.
All right, but it is a 4. Who's your MVP? It's John Travolta.
Gotta go, John Travolta.
Yeah. And who's your LVP?
I might go friend Gus. He's the one I remember the least. He doesn't even have a photo on IMDb. I'll never notice him ever again unless I watch the movie.
But you need that amount of friends. It's the right amount of friends.
I don't think you should cut him out. I just think he's the least valuable.
What
Or
if
his
I?
little sister.
No, I love the little sister's charming. The
I
part
do
where
too.
where Tony goes to bring the dishes to the kitchen, and his dad's like, "What are you, some sort of gay? Only women bring dishes to the kitchen."
Yeah.
And then his sister does it, and the dad kisses her on the cheek. I love that shit. The sister is valuable to me.
I agree. I'm just talking, I guess. But
I gotta say, I'm going Karen Lynn Gorney as Stephanie.
really,
Yeah,
I didn't want to go her because she's so
I think
important.
it's
But I do
weak.
think she's a bad actor.
I think it's a weak performance.
It is a
In
weak
a good,
performance.
it doesn't take down the movie or anything, but it's a weak performance.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know what her like. What are you doing, man? Like she really keeps adding in like these man. Like I don't know what's going on there, but that's a good choice. But I don't want to go her, so I'll go with the third friend, Gus, because I don't know who else to go with.
Okay.
Let's stay alive.
All right, Staying Alive. So right after Saturday Night Fever came out, they like wanted to make a sequel to it. Okay. And so Norman Wexler wrote a screenplay, and it was like Saturday Night Fever, kind of dark and had a sad ending and stuff. Okay. Travolta read it. He's like, nah, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
He
Is a
said,
big
I'll,
star?
Grease had come out and this had been a big hit. Like he was big. All right. So he was saying he will only do a sequel to Saturday Night Fever. They had the title Staying Alive right away. He will only do Staying Alive if it ends with Tony Manero becoming a big star on Broadway.
All right.
All right. And so for a while they resisted that. They were like, well, that's not the movie we want to make. Like we have a classic here. But then like after the re-release, made so much money, like the PG version, then finally in like 1981, the producers had a meeting with Travolta and they were like, fine, tell us your ideas for the sequel and we'll work based on that. All
Do you
right.
have a story credit on this?
No.
Mm. All right.
But his idea was I go to Broadway and I become a really big star because I'm an incredible dancer. And, if Tony Manero dances anything like me, which he does, he would probably go on to be a huge star.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah. So Norman Wexler writes a version of the script closer to Travolta's vision, but he's got Travolta. He's in the chorus of a Broadway play, and he never advances beyond that. All right.
Mhm.
So so Travolta still says, "No, I gotta be a big star."
He's in the chorus.
Yeah, like he's an extra or whatever.
I think to me, chorus implies singing. I don't know.
Well, I think he is singing. I think he's singing and dancing.
He sings,
Not in the final movie, but in this version of it.
right? But that would have been like a new.
I mean, he
thing to that
does-
character.
Yeah,
like-
but Travolta can sing.
Right. But like, he can't just. That's not all of his characters. Not all of his characters just sing.
I guess. All of his characters dance though.
I guess so.
Literally every single character. Like every time Travolta's in a movie, he dances. Like I bet
That's
you if
not
you watch
true.
Gotti right now, there's a dance sequence.
That can't be true.
It probably is.
No.
I
Blowout.
mean,
There's no dancing.
I bet there is.
No.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay, you got me there.
Look
But
who's talking.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Look who's dancing.
Dance.
We're like
Look exactly.
Travolta.
Yeah. All right. So, they're looking for somebody to direct this shit. All right. And John Travolta goes to see Rocky 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he's like, that movie was incredible.
Who directed that?
Sylvester Stallone.
I know that's what he's thinking. Who
Oh,
directed-
yeah. So he goes to the studio. He says, I just saw Rocky 3. I want Staying Alive to have the same kind of energy that movie had.
Yeah.
So they're like, the studio's like, well, let's ask Sylvester Stallone. Doesn't hurt to ask. And so they do. And Stallone is such a crazy person at this point. He's just a big ball of human growth hormone and cocaine.
Mhm.
And he agrees to direct Staying Alive. And he rewrites the script to hew even closer to Travolta's vision.
Yeah, good. I was worried.
Yeah. So that's the movie that ends up getting made. He's got a writing and directing credit on this bad boy. Came out July 15th, 1983. Much bigger budget, $22 million. But honestly, don't even worry about it. This one is a huge hit too.
Really?
Made $127 million. The
Nowhere
box
near
office.
the first one. It's like half the first one though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, that one got like re-released and shit, and it was
True.
like That's like a big number. It came in at number 8 for the box office for the year, between Sudden Impact, which is a Dirty Harry movie that we covered, and Mr. Mom.
Oh, Mr. Mom. Star
Yeah.
Wars probably number 1 for the year.
Yeah, Jedi is number 1.
This is by the way before Cobra, and I feel like that's the movie where I feel like Stallone's at his peak. Cobra.
Oh, me too.
Nobody can tell
Cobra-
him shit in that movie.
Cobra is one of the best movies ever made.
That's the one where he cuts a pizza with scissors.
Yeah, he sure does.
He pulls out a slice of pizza and then cuts it with scissors.
Yeah. I love everything about that movie.
Yeah, that's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Check that out,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, guys, if you've never seen Cobra, I mean, what are you even doing with your lives? Stop this podcast right now. Go watch
Seriously.
Cobra. Yeah.
Seriously.
Okay. Awards.
Best actor?
You might not think it was nominated for awards, but it was. It got nominated for a Golden Globe. Now, the Bee Gees were originally contracted to write the whole soundtrack for this movie, like they did for the last one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they had creative differences with John Travolta, apparently. I don't even know how that happens. I guess John
Yeah.
Travolta heard a few songs and was like, I don't like these.
I think that's exactly how that went.
Yeah.
How
And,
else would that have gone?
I
they
don't-
wouldn't have
I-
cared.
It's crazy. So the Bee Gees get fired halfway through writing the soundtrack. And with Travolta's blessing, Stallone replaces the Bee Gees with his brother, Frank Stallone.
Yeah, this was pretty incredible.
Frank Stallone is all over this movie. Frank Stallone is so prominent in Staying Alive that I got to thinking about what their relationship must be like. Because in my head, it was always like, Sylvester's the big star, and he's like, let me give my brother a chance in this movie. But here's what I started to think. Like, he respects his brother's music so much that, like, I think he's like, how did I become the famous one?
Feels guilt.
Yeah, Frank is a genius.
Yeah.
And so he like basically puts Frank in charge of this movie.
Yeah. He nailed
It's
it.
wild. So Frank was nominated for a Golden Globe. I want to say that.
Only nominated? Didn't win?
No, sadly. He was, for his song Far From Over. We are never far from over.
You know what that is, right?
What?
That's the Sunday Night Wars theme song.
What are you talking about?
That's the theme song to the Sunday Night Wars.
Really? I've never listened to the Sunday Night Wars.
I know that you haven't. But every week I put in the theme song and I hear that.
It's
shit.
Far From Over by Frank Stallone?
And yeah.
That's
Listeners hear it
crazy.
too. So at the start of this movie, it's just like, and I was like, what the fuck? Am I listening to an episode of Sunday Night Wars right now? And then it fucking cuts in, and I was like, oh shit. It was
That's
crazy.
so insane.
So this must play at like WrestleMania 2 or whatever it was, or whatever the second pay-per-view was, because we didn't have a theme song to the first episode, and then the second episode you were like, actually play this song that was featured in this pay-per-view by Frank Stallone.
Wow. I don't
So later
remember
it's
this.
used in a wrestling pay-per-view, and that's where we got our theme song from.
That's amazing.
Yeah. There we go.
Sadly,
Far
it
From
did not win the Golden Globe.
All
All right. Because what happened is Flashdance also came out in 1983, which is another dance movie that's like way better than this.
Yeah, the
And-
silhouette, iconic, pulled the water, right?
What?
Isn't that Flashdance? The girl, she
I-
pulls the water on herself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
know.
I silhouette confused me, but yeah.
It's like a
she's in
black
the-
silhouette.
I know. She's on that chair.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a huge movie. That's like the number 3 movie of the year, I think. And so that basically like destroyed Staying Alive. Like Staying Alive looked even worse than it did because of Flashdance.
But
so,
number 8 for the year is good.
No, I mean, it made money, but like it looked like shit. Apparently, Staying Alive is the earliest movie that has a 0% on IMDb or on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's the earliest movie.
Yeah,
It still has a zero. How is that even possible?
it's never gotten a good review from anybody.
Wait, on what again? On Rotten
Rotten
Tomatoes? you said?
Tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, how do I become a member? I want to give it a positive review. Just so it doesn't have a 0.
I think you have to be a professional critic to contribute to that. But so Far From Over was nominated for the Golden Globe for Best Song, but it lost to What a Feeling.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's way better.
I wouldn't say that. It's better. It's a little bit
All right.
better.
And then, unfortunately, all the other nominations were from the Golden Raspberry Awards.
It's the raspberries, no razzmatazz. Well, all we're lacking is a little pizzazz, 'cause it's the golden raspberries. It's the worst of the worst, not the best of the best. It's pizzazz gone raz.
Oh, not so good.
Yeah. Travolta nominated for Worst Actor.
That's so sad.
And, yeah, he lost to Christopher Atkins for A Night in Heaven. Now, Christopher Atkins was from the Blue Lagoon. That's really what I know him from, which we could cover someday. And
I don't think I want to.
why?
Isn't that the Brooke Shields movie?
Yeah.
I think that would be bad. I don't think I want to be present for that one. Maybe someone else can do it.
Someone please do it with me, because I love the Blue Lagoon, and I've never seen the sequel with an underage Mila Jovovich.
Oh, they did it again. They were just
Yep.
let's run it back.
Yep, let's run it back.
All right.
A Night in Heaven is a John Avildsen film about he plays like a college professor who falls in love with this student who's also a stripper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Maybe I should.
I know why, because you'd think about Zucker probably. Become too upset. Right?
Why does this come up on like every
Because it's the
episode?
craziest thing that ever happened. Come on, dude. That's so wild.
The time Professor Joel Zucker fucked my girlfriend. Okay. Finola Hughes was nominated for Worst New Star and Worst Supporting Actress.
She's the British one,
Yeah.
Laura.
She lost Worst New Star to Lou Ferrigno, who did a Hercules movie that year. And she lost Worst Supporting Actress to this lady, Sybil Danning, who was also in that Hercules movie.
Wow, it must be pretty bad.
I guess so. I mean, could it be much worse than the Rock one?
I didn't see it, but probably not. I hear that shit.
Yeah. Isn't that a Brett Ratner movie?
You might be right about that.
I think I am.
I kind of think so too.
All right.
Was that The Legend of Hercules? Oh no,
I
that's
think
just
that's
called
just Hercules. Yeah.
I'm thinking of The Legend of Tarzan. Yeah, Brett Ratner. Yep, totally. I was thinking of the Skarsgård Legend of Tarzan.
Right. Tarzan. I feel like Tarzan belongs in that. You know how I always say like there's never been a good Three Musketeers movie.
I like Tarzan.
There's never been a good Robin Hood movie. I feel like Tarzan's just not interesting. Stop
I like
making
it.
Tarzan movies. Why?
I don't know. I like Tarzan.
Which version?
The animated movie.
Oh, the Disney one. Right.
I probably
was
gave it a
thinking
2
about
or whatever, but I think only because I've heard so many people be negative about it.
You love that Phil Collins soundtrack?
You'll be. I kind of do. I don't care. I like it. I like it.
All right.
I like that guy too. Tony.
Monero?
No, Tony. Tony Goldwyn. He's cool.
Tony Goldwyn.
Tony Goldwyn.
What does he have to do with Tarzan?
He was Tarzan.
Oh, he plays Tarzan?
Yeah.
Oh.
He does all that stuff. That's Tony. You know, young Tarzan, Alex D. Linz.
Wow, Alex D. Linz from what's he from?
He's from the school when what's that movie?
Home Alone 3. He's Home Alone 3.
Yeah, he's Home Alone 3, but I thought you were gonna say Keeble, Max Keeble.
Oh, he's Max Keeble's Big Move. Yeah.
Right. That's his most iconic, probably.
That's his biggest movie. Max Keeble's Big Move.
Yeah.
So let's start. Huh?
He's in Red Dragon. He played young Dollarhide. I forgot about that. Remember?
Holy shit.
He's like in a photo or a voiceover or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You want to talk about Staying Alive?
Yeah. I guess I liked it more than a lot of other people.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it.
It was just so short, and I liked the lead, Jackie, the girl. I
liked Jackie too.
I would have gone with her. I would have probably married her, honestly, and then gotten a divorce. It would have been bad. But I don't know. I don't know why he just didn't hang out with her all the time.
Yeah, I agree. There's one point in this movie where he stands her up 2 nights in a row to get shot down by the British girl.
It's embarrassing.
That is really embarrassing. Like Tony Manero sucks in this movie.
Yeah. And then he's like, "What? You're leaving me? Why are you doing that?" It's like, you treat her like a piece of shit, bro.
Dude, he is so excited after he fucks the British girl that he calls her Jackie at 3 a.m. on a payphone and is just like, I'm so excited. I can't tell you why, but I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna lead to him going over there because he was like, "Do you have a vacancy beside you?" And she's like, "Yeah." But then that's
He
just
was
like the
just-
end of the scene.
he
He's like
just-
bragging.
He's such a piece of shit that even though he just got laid, he had to make sure that this
She
girl
wasn't.
wasn't fucking somebody besides him.
I guess that's the point of the scene. He just wanted to like brag, and like in his own mind, like know he got one over on her.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That was
He's
terrible.
the worst. I mean, like he keeps paying lip service in this movie to that. He's like 5 years older than he was in Saturday Night Fever, and he's more. He even says he's more mature at one
Did
point.
he?
He pronounces it mature, and he's not. He's almost worse.
No, I think he is better.
I don't
Right.
think so.
I don't know. I mean, he's
He's a piece of shit.
not hanging out with those same friends he had.
That's true. I mean, he watched them gang rape somebody.
Like that was like the lowest of the lows. He's
Yeah.
definitely better than he was then. And his
Yeah.
friend died that same night. That was the worst night of his life.
You know, we didn't talk of in Saturday Night Fever that they win the dance contest, but he gives the trophy away to those Puerto Rican people because he thinks they were better.
By the way, they were.
They
still
were.
good. They were
Yeah.
still good. Yeah. I liked it. I thought that was a good ending.
It's interesting though. It's I feel bad for Stephanie in that moment though. Like there's like a cash prize, and he just takes
Right.
it right up. Just
Maybe
gives
he
it away.
did he give them the prize, the cash prize? I thought he only
Yeah.
gave them a
We
trophy.
see him hand over an envelope as well.
Okay, yeah, that does suck for her. She worked really hard and won, and then her fucking partner just gave it away.
Yeah,
I'd be annoyed.
just because he was in like he was having like an existential crisis that night.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine like you win the tag titles and then your tag team partner is like, "Oh no, wait, they actually deserve it." It's like, what? No.
Yeah. All right. So, did you notice a big actor in the opening? He didn't have any lines.
Of Staying Alive? Who is it?
Yeah.
Who we got?
Kurtwood Smith.
Oh, yeah, he's the was he a choreographer? Is that what they call
Yeah,
it?
he's like directing.
I expected him to come back.
Me too.
He never fucking did.
He's probably the best actor in the entire movie. He never
He's
has
on
a
it.
single line.
His performance is great too.
Yeah, he immediately looks like a Broadway dance choreographer.
He does. I
And,
love the looks he's given. I love the jacket that wardrobe gave him. I guess it's perfect. His whole did he have glasses? Maybe not. Maybe he had a hat on. I don't remember what he had, but I thought he was doing great work.
He looked great, and I love Kurtwood Smith. You know, so I was excited to see him. I was like, I don't think I've even seen him in anything like earlier than RoboCop, really.
Yeah. Same.
So like, it was exciting to see him like years before
77.
RoboCop, and then he doesn't do 83.
Oh yeah, we're in '83 now. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
When's RoboCop though? '86.
87.
Okay, so this is really early.
Yeah. So like, that was sad that he just disappears.
I agree,
Yeah.
but great role. That landed him all his other jobs. Probably. He's like, look at this.
Yeah.
Look what I can do.
I never would have raised Topher Grace without this job.
Yeah. Thank God for staying alive.
Yeah. But he doesn't call a single person dumbass.
Dumbass. Yeah, dumbass.
Yeah. All right. So Tony, I'll tell you more. Let's update you on Tony's life.
Okay.
All right. He is teaching a dance class at a place called Fatima's.
Yep.
Fatima. He says Fatima.
He does
I don't
say
know.
that.
Yeah. But he's late to that. I was like, this guy can't get to work on time ever.
I kind of
Late
didn't
to
like
the
that
paint store.
interaction.
Me neither. You know what he's doing is he's trying to be charming. There's
Yeah.
this. I sort of liked it on this level because when he shows up to the paint store late at the beginning of Saturday Night Fever, and like his boss is mad at him. This old lady is mad at him who's been like waiting for him to give her the paint can that he's like holding,
Mhm.
and then this other customer is mad at him, and like within like 30 seconds he's able to like smooth over all three of those relationships. Like Tony is so charming that he's just like, don't even worry about it, and like they all forgive him immediately.
But he does it by like owning up to it there. But this one, he's like trying. It seems like he's clearly trying to manipulate her.
He's trying to be charming, and it's
Right.
not working.
And it's only the one person rather than three, which doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
The first
I don't
one
know.
worked way better.
So he finally teaches his dance class at Fatima's. He also is working at a dance club as a waiter,
Mm-hmm.
where women are trying to fuck him all the time.
Yeah, you know why I order so many drinks? I love to watch you walk. That's one
Yeah.
of those. Film.
Yeah, it's one of those sequels where like everything's a reference to the first movie.
Yeah, true.
And he's living at the Fulton Hotel on 46th Street, and it's this tiny, cramped apartment, and we get to see him take a shower early on. I feel like he's never shirtless in the first movie, and he's constantly shirtless. In
That's
this
not
movie.
true at all. He's definitely shirtless in the first movie. There's like a big shot of when he's getting ready. There's like the shot of like his chest, and he like puts on a necklace over, and he runs out of the bathroom with the grandma, and he like screams. Something.
Oh, that's right, Attica.
Yeah, it's when he's doing the whole. Do I look like
Pacino.
Yeah. So I know that scene he doesn't have a shirt on, but other than that, I can't think of it. But this one, yeah, like 35% of the movie doesn't have a shirt on.
I feel like Stallone worked more on John Travolta's body than he did on the script.
You can definitely feel the I guess the involvement there from Stallone. I got the same vibes.
Yeah. So he's also trying to get an agent.
Mm-hmm. Need one of those.
Yeah. Did you notice Stallone on the street when
No.
he's on the way to the agent?
No,
You didn't?
no.
Oh my god, you gotta go back and watch this. There's a shot where Travolta is walking through Times Square and he bumps a guy on the shoulder, and the guy turns around to look at him, and it's Sylvester Stallone.
God damn it. Yeah, I missed that. I knew his brother immediately. So
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, it's so weird how he looks exactly like Sylvester Stallone, but not handsome.
I think. Wait, so you think Sylvester's more handsome? Because I think he looks like Sylvester if Sylvester was like an accountant or something.
Yeah, he looks like Sylvester if Sylvester was just like a dude.
Right. But you think that makes him less attractive?
Of course.
Less like animalistic or whatever?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone has an animal attraction to him.
And Frank is just Frank.
Yeah, Frank's just a dude named Frank.
But I could see being like if I was like a normal woman finding Frank more attractive than Sylvester.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
depends what you're into, I think.
Maybe. All right, so he goes to see an agent. The agent turns him down. What I liked about the agent scene, Logan, was that we got to look at the door to her office.
Yeah.
What's normally on a door of somebody's office?
Keep out. Kalia's room. Remember Kalia had her Kalia's room.
I'm talking about like a professional office. I mean, you're close. It would probably have
I don't know what you're hinting at.
the
Honestly.
person's name and title on it, right?
I thought that was more on the desk. It's on their door.
Yeah. You never saw like somebody moves offices and they like scratch off a name and put a new name on there?
I guess you're right. In the movie Friends with Benefits, there's a part where Justin Timberlake gets promoted at GQ, and he says to promote an open door policy, he rips the door off its hinges. Says, I'm going to have no door. That's a good move, right?
Yeah.
You guys can just come in whenever you want, talk to me. I'm
Yeah.
that nice and friendly.
Friends with Benny's. But I was just watching The Apartment, and he moves offices like 2 or 3 times in that movie, and you see someone scraping the name.
I
off
guess
and
you're right.
putting
I didn't
the
really
name
know
off.
what you were alluding.
Well, did you notice what it said on her door?
No,
Times Square agent.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I just thought that was an interesting thing to put on a door.
Times Square agent.
Times Square agent. It's so you know where he is in the movie.
Yeah, Come on. Where else?
He's
how else
at
would
an
you-
agent in Times Square.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Would you rather a
Um,
line of dialogue or something?
No, I mean, we could have figured it out. Like when she
we
turns
did
him
because the sign on
down.
the door.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, Sylvester Stallone, not a gifted director. We then meet the girl from Aspen Extreme, who I
Yeah.
guess is also in General Hospital. See, Gallagher texted me about this morning.
Why didn't he leave a Patreon comment?
That's a good point. He should have, but he just
should've.
texted me. He said, "Staying Alive. I know it's technically bad, but I still have a bizarre love for it. Finola Hughes is my favorite soap actress of all time."
Whoa.
All right. He watches a lot of soaps. He says she has played former WSB agent and Port Charles Police Commissioner Anna Devane on ABC's General Hospital for the last 39 years.
Whoa. Holy shit.
39 years. And I double checked this, looked up Finola Hughes. She has been on, I'll tell you how
Like
many
600.
episodes. It's absolutely no.
More.
She has been
Like
in
2,000.
1,733
Oh my
episodes of General Hospital.
God. She has so much money.
That is crazy.
Or
And
she
he
doesn't,
says she still looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And he also says he still listens to the Staying Alive soundtrack from time to time.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Only the staying. What about Saturday Night Fever? He doesn't have any love for that one?
No, he loves Saturday. That's like one of his favorite movies. So he was just like
But he
putting
loves
a word
Frank's
in for
music.
Staying Alive. Like Saturday Night Fever is a masterpiece, yes, but hey, Staying Alive, not bad.
Yeah. I guess it depends if you like that actor. It seems like you don't. Finola Hughes.
I like her enough.
I didn't think she was amazing.
I don't think she's the problem. She's better than Stephanie, I think, from the first one.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think they're about even.
Maybe you're right.
The problem is this one's competing against a better actor. I think that what's her name, Laura or whatever. I think she's really good here. I think she's the better of all four women.
Oh, really?
Talking
Better
about
than
too.
Annette, even?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know,
All right. What's her name?
Jackie. This one's Jackie. I
know. I know it's Jackie, but what's the actress's name?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Cynthia Rhodes. Cynthia
Okay.
Rhodes.
Cynthia Rhodes, right? And she co-wrote some of those songs with Frank Stallone.
Oh wow. Very talented.
Yeah. Very talented.
Well, she's an actor and a dancer, and she wrote a song.
Yeah. All right. So that's who he's going for. It like he meets her when he that Jackie invites him to a play she's in. Right.
And this is the lead, and he talks to
yeah.
her afterward.
Right. But there's gonna be a new play.
Right.
Satan's
Auditions
Alley.
coming up.
Yeah. And apparently the studio wanted Stallone to play the director of Satan's Alley, but he didn't want to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him. That's really
Why?
good. He showed like some he held back.
He still put himself in that cameo.
Yeah, but he could have been the director.
I guess you're right.
M.
right.
Night would have been the director. That's an M. Night move.
That is an M. Night move. All right. So Satan's Alley is the new play. And he really wants to get a part in this play because Jackie's in it and that other girl's in it. He's like, I could be fucking two people in this cast.
Well, no, I don't think that Jackie's in it yet. This is a new play they have to audition for because Jackie auditions too, doesn't she?
Yeah, but we see her get a call back even before he auditions.
So she's like further in the process. I
Yeah,
guess?
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So he auditions, and I don't think he should be cast, frankly.
Frank's his brother. Sylvesterly.
Yeah, Sylvesterly. Because there's like 15 people auditioning, right? The director says only 2 of them are going to get a part in the play.
Mhm.
All right. Immediately the dance instructor comes up. She says, "Hi, my name is Joy." And he goes, "My name is Happiness."
You're immediately in the play. That'd be my
No, I would say, all right, he's got to be an incredible dancer to overcome that.
that one line get you a spot, in my opinion.
But then there's another moment where the director is trying to like give them direction, and he's like talking. He's talking to Jackie during it, and the director has to like stop what he's saying and be like, "Hey."
I thought he was gonna get her fired in that moment.
I kind of did too.
It was such a big moment that I thought that she was gonna get fired, and it would be like his fault.
He gets the part.
Yeah, because he's fucking Laura. She gets in the role.
I think even if he's like the best dancer of all of them, then he still shouldn't get the part because like he was disruptive during the audition.
I agree. It is weird that he gets the role after those two.
Because he's not getting hired to be like the lead in the play, which he eventually is. He's just supposed to be like a background dancer. All right, so that could be like any decent dancer.
Yeah, why get like the rambunctious guy causing problems? It's actually
exactly
a good point. Yeah, he's not even the lead yet. So why do we need this guy specifically to be the background guy?
Maybe Jackie did put in a good word. I mean,
I think that's what it
was. Laura's the other one.
Laura, yeah, because she tells him like right afterward, like, "Don't worry, you got it," or something like that.
I'm pretty sure Laura's fucking the director.
Oh, really?
Well, there's that scene where they're like hanging out together at
you're still ticklish
at the party, and there's also a scene where like John Travolta like yells at her, like so they fuck, like, and John Travolta thinks like, oh, I think we're engaged now, and but she just wanted to fuck him once, you know, because he's a big dum dum, and we see like her explaining that to Travolta at one point, and like then in the rafters, the director's like watching that conversation, like, I don't know about this.
Right. I think the one line says it even more though when he says, "Oh, you're still ticklish," he says to her.
Yeah.
I think that does it enough there. Oh man, I was really gonna say something about Stallone and the coach. I forgot. Keep going.
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
All right. So he goes out to see first of all, when he gets the part in Satan's Alley, he calls his mom.
Yeah, go visit mom.
And I thought that was interesting because he, you know, after he doesn't go visit her yet. That's like when he's feeling depressed and he wants to go back to Brooklyn. But he calls her Ma, I got a part in a Broadway play. But I thought he was calling Jackie because, you know, previously we've seen him celebrate something and call Jackie. And by something, I mean fucking the other girl.
Right, but not here. Call his mom.
No, he calls Ma. And but then he goes to see Jackie perform at a bar where Frank Stallone is her like co-performer.
Yeah, and that's what when he was like, he keeps staring at you, and you cut to Frank Stallone. He's doing this weird stare, like her pose. That's what that was.
Travolta's jealous of Frank Stallone.
Yeah,
probably the only time in his life ever.
That was a funny scene.
It's wild. You know who else is in that band up there?
Who?
The guitarist is Richie Sambora, who's later the lead guitarist in Bon Jovi.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Isn't that crazy? Sambora. Yeah, and he was also married to Heather Locklear from my favorite show, Melrose Place.
Wow, from Looney Tunes Back in Action. You mean that Heather Locklear?
Yep, that Heather Locklear.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. All right, so he says he's gonna like meet up with Jackie after that performance. Like, I'll meet you outside 2 a.m. We'll go fuck. And he doesn't show because he's like waiting for Laura to get home from her date. And then like the very next night, the same thing. Like he like makes up with Jackie at the play. Like, sorry, I didn't show up, but let's hang out tonight. All right.
Yeah.
And she's like, great. And then like right after she leaves, like Laura invites him to a play. Like, can't he ever like, he could have at least called Jackie and been like, I'm going to this party instead. I got invited to like a big mover and shaker party. But no, he just stands her up again.
Is it really that hard to just like not give in to your desires or whatever?
Yeah, and it'll probably, if he doesn't show up at that party and he goes and fucks Annette, or sorry,
Laura,
Jackie. Like he'll have both gotten laid And he'll probably make Laura want him more because she'll be like, "Oh, I thought I had this guy like by the collar, and he didn't even come to my party."
Yeah, he has to play a little hard to get. He is such a simp for this Laura.
Yeah, he's such a simp.
You're right about that.
Oh my god. So it's around this time, like both girls are hating him, that he goes back to like troll around Bay Ridge and he sees like all the old haunts.
Yeah. And we get the great scene with mom.
Yeah, it's probably the best scene in the entire movie, honestly.
Probably, yeah. That whoever Pauline Kael you said, she was right about that. Mom might actually be the MVP. I didn't think about it that much. No, I'm gonna go with Jackie. I think she's great.
Jackie's great. But then by the time he gets back to Manhattan, it turns out like Jackie is now in a relationship with Frank Stallone.
Yeah, that was very quick.
I couldn't believe that. Like when we first see Frank Stallone in the movie, I thought he was just like, because he does all the music, you know? I thought we just like get to see him do some music live.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's like a character in the movie.
Yeah, he's like the sixth lead or whatever.
Yeah, like there's a love triangle between Laura, Jackie, and Tony, but there's a secondary love triangle between Tony, Jackie, and Frank Stallone.
How does it end? I forget.
Well, I think the implication is he's gonna hook up with Jackie again, but like even then, she's like, "Do you want to hang out after the play?" And he's like, "No, I'm on a strut."
It's her, right? It's her he's kissing, right? And then he leaves her to go strut.
That's right.
Okay, so I guess that they end up relatively together, like at the beginning of the movie. Kind of.
Yeah. So where's Frank? Is he in the audience watching this play?
I think he probably was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he went home.
Maybe you know what I would do if I was Frank Stallone? Fuck Tony's mom.
Oh, that would be really good.
Get back at him.
She was great in that scene too. She's like, "My son, he's a dancer. He's really good."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, you're so good."
Yeah, you see her get like teared up in the audience.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the play?
Yeah, it was very epic and scary. Lots of smoke and shit.
It's gotta be one of the worst sequences I've ever seen in a movie.
Really?
Like this whole play sequence with like the weird dominatrix stuff and all like the dry ice and like fucking even the dancing, like it's just not compelling at all to watch. It's just like, what is this?
I think it's just to show John Travolta's body, honestly.
I think so too. It showcases his body far more than his dancing.
Yes. I think that's really what it's for.
I think so too. I skipped one moment that I very badly need to discuss.
Okay.
Because before the play, I don't know if you caught this, Logan.
Yeah.
But there's like a shot coming down a corridor with everybody like getting ready for the play. And you hear a background character.
Yes. Yo, something like that.
Yeah. He says, "Hey, yo, Adrian, it's showtime."
Yep. That was amazing. Because I thought about like, to be the person who said that line. How cool that would be. Like your responsibility. You have to say, "Hey, yo, Adrian." That's huge.
It's so crazy.
"Hey, yo, Adrian, it's showtime."
It kind of made me wish someone says, "Hey, yo, Adrian," in like every Stallone movie.
I think every movie, they should try to put in a line of dialogue. "Hey, yo, Adrian, I gotta go to the store." Just anything. That'd be so funny. Just off screen, like not even to a character named Adrian or anything.
What about in a quiet place? It would have been like, "Hey, yo, Adrian."
Just sign language.
Yeah, right. That'd be a fun extra.
Yeah, the guy that screamed, he said it. That's his scream.
Hey, right. Hey, yo, Adrian.
Death by "Hey, yo, Adrian."
Yeah, amazing.
Or suicide by "Hey, yo, Adrian." I mean,
right. You know, there are ways of committing suicide without really committing suicide.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. Honestly, I guess I just vibed with it more. I didn't hate the experience even a little bit. Like obviously the acting's
I don't think it's
unenjoyable.
I don't think it's unenjoyable. It's perfectly fun to watch.
Short and funny, kind of.
It's just very, very bad.
It's bad.
Not
Yeah.
every bad movie's boring. This
You
isn't
bored?
boring,
Oh yeah, okay, you weren't bored. Yeah, I
No.
wasn't bored in this either.
but it's just poorly made and terrible. And Tony's such a piece of shit. Even at the end, like, he doesn't go talk to his director, like thank him for making him the lead in this play. He doesn't like go talk to the cast, like, you know, I started out as one of you guys, like give a little speech or something. Like, he just like leaves.
Right. They should be more appreciative. You're right.
Yeah, he just goes and walks around Times Square. Did you
We didn't
notice
see
that,
that part, I
E.T.
think.
was playing across the street?
E.T. No, I didn't notice. That.
Yeah, yeah. Right
That's
across the
awesome.
street.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
E.T. Did it say E.T. the extraterrestrial?
Might have said that in small letters. I only saw the E.T.
Gotcha. And,
Yeah,
and you were
on
like,
the marquee.
I hate that movie.
I don't hate that movie.
Is it Henry that hates it? Well, I feel like one of you like really hates
Henry hates it.
it. You don't like it.
I think it's overrated, but I also acknowledge that I didn't see E.T. until I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
So like
that's so
I
sad.
feel I know if I saw E.T. when I was 8 years old, I think I would give it a 5 or something.
Yeah, guys, if you're out there and you have kids, you gotta show
them
E.T.
E.T.
There's
Yeah,
a lot, I know there's a lot of
that's
kids
a
movies.
must.
Yeah, it's a must. There's a lot out there that it's like you got to show them Star Wars and all this stuff. But E.T. is still one of those movies. I hope people don't forget about it. It's a
I
fucking
agree.
classic.
Yeah, just because it doesn't have a fucking sequel, don't forget about it.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
I do think like Star Wars stays in the conversation because it's become a whole franchise.
Yeah, it's really sad. E.T.
I know.
Elliot.
Very good. All right, what do you give this movie?
He's still out there though. He's carrying the legacy of E.T. Right?
Oh my god, he's in every Mike Flanagan project.
Every
Don't
Mike
even worry
Flanagan.
about it.
Did you ask what I give it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2.
All right. I'll go 1.
Damn.
I was actually shocked. Like this on Letterboxd, Saturday Night Fever has an underrated, I think, because it has a 3.2 average
Yeah. that's
on
low.
Letterboxd. Okay, and Staying Alive has a 2.5 average on Letterboxd. Like, there's no way they should be that close.
No. I agree. You have them separated by 3 stars. I have them separated by 2. They have them separated by 0.7.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Lots of ones here for Staying Alive. Jimmy Boot, Justin Holcomb, Roger Ebert, Hank, and you, and David Sims. You are the only people I follow, and you all give it a 1 or 1.5.
Really? I think I had some higher ones. Let me see. Glenn Kenny from Premiere Magazine. He's a critic. He's got a letterbox. He gave it a 5.
What the hell?
Yeah. Well, it must be like one of his favorite bad movies or something.
Yeah.
This dude, Daryl, that we follow each other, he's got a podcast himself. He gave it a 3.
Okay.
Critic Matt Singer from the AV Club gave it 2.5. Keith Phipps, who used to run the AV Club, gave it 2. So there are some minor defenders of this film. And my friend Gallagher gave it a 3.
Okay. I feel like I'm closer to a 3 than a 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of don't get it.
I sort of like that. Like, because I don't have any feelings of hatred towards this movie. Like, I think it's a 1, but I can kind of honestly say I like it.
The dumbest part about it is just that Stallone's directing it to be like, how sexy is Travolta? That's
I
probably my biggest thing I don't like about it.
Yeah,
But it
it's
kind of
really
works,
annoying.
honestly. Like, he is kind of sexy. I don't know.
But I do like some of the songs. Like not a lot. Like, the soundtrack's way worse than the original. The Bee Gees songs even are like clearly way worse than the songs they were doing in the original. But there's something charming about the Frank ones.
I kind of agree. I like music like that from the 80s.
He's really going for it. There
I
was an
agree.
earnestness in the 80s that's missing now.
I like dumb songs like that, though. Like, even the one, there's like, was it not Magnum TA, but his friend running on the beach, whatever. There's like some dumb
Oh,
rock
that
song.
was Magnum TA.
Oh, that what? And I was like, I like this song, and you were like, that's a dumb song, and I was like, I like that song.
No,
And I think
that
I
was-
like dumb 80s songs.
I think you like Sincerity a lot.
I do, yeah. It is one of the
Yeah.
movies I like.
I mean, you just saw once and said it was one of your 15 favorite movies of all time, and I love that movie. It's one of my favorites too. But like, I think that might be part of what you love about that movie is it's just way more sincere and earnest than a lot of the shit you see today.
That's the main reason why I can't watch Woody Allen, honestly, is because I want the people that I'm watching for what they're making to be an honest representation of themselves. And even though it might be like a little bit of like who he is and whatever those movies, I know actually like who he is kind of deep down. So
Oh, stop it.
I know that's how I feel, honestly.
I think like Woody Allen's films are very much an honest representation of who he is. It's just it ignores like
I know people are layered and stuff.
the darkness at his core, that like the one really horrible thing he ever did. I mean,
Yeah.
there's other things about Woody Allen. Like people say like I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and defend Woody Allen right now, but like the party line on him was like, you know, he left Mia Farrow to be with his daughter, you know, like his like adopted daughter, which is like fucked up to think about. But then he also like was married to her way longer than he was ever with Mia Farrow.
It might have been to prove a point.
Why you don't stay with someone that long just to prove a point?
You might. I don't know.
I don't know.
I would
Anyway.
say you don't do a lot of things Woody has done. Who knows?
Yeah, I just don't have that problem with his films. I see the man like yeah.
Well,
people are
you
like-
saw them and you liked them before you ever. It's hard for me to getting into something knowing that like what happened.
You were able to get into Buffy.
But the thing I know about Buffy was like that's different. It's different.
I guess.
I think.
Okay. That was a tangent. Let's wrap it up, huh?
All right, just like Annette wanted Tony to do. Wrap it up.
No, I mean she was willing to let him wrap it up. I don't think she wanted that.
Good point.
Yeah. What did we get any like comments
Oh,
or
oh,
whatever?
Yeah, so the Patreon. We only have one comment according to this from
It's
Eric. Nelson.
Eric. Yeah, I
He
know.
says, hey, watch the hair. Huh? No, he doesn't add the huh part, but he says, hey, watch the hair.
Yeah.
That's the only comment we have, I think. I think it's maybe my fault. I titled him bad. Maybe Fever Alive. Maybe I should have put the full title.